Hi, and happy holidays. My name is Kristen Untelon, and I am going to be talking about the H&M global market that is occurring in France. First, we're going to talk about the actors of the microenvironment. Actors of the microenvironment have to do with individuals who impact the company's ability to serve its customers. This includes a wide range of individuals having to do with everyone that makes the company run, makes the stores run, all the way to those who influence the company's success, whether that be through social media, through their own customer service, and things like that. Two actors that pertain directly to H&M of France include their stakeholders, which is their managers, their employees, board members, and suppliers. All of these people contribute to the overall success of the company because they essentially run the company. People like this are very important in all industries across different career lines, but having to do with H&M, especially in France, it's really the people that make the business. In addition to stakeholders comes the customers. Companies are very fluent with customer behavior. They analyze trends and settings that customers act on to aid in the planning process. And when customers' opinions and customer behavior changes, they use that information to plan accordingly. Customers also carry on the conversation outside of the H&M stores. Whether that be through just wearing their clothing and advertising their clothing, or having discussions about the company with their friends and family or on social media. Next, we're going to address the forces of the microenvironment. These are factors that directly impact a company's success. First would be competitors. In France, there is a very high fashion trend that has been going on for decades, and with that comes a lot of competition for H&M. Especially when it comes to the young adult demographic, which is the highest demographic that H&M serves. So with that comes a lot of competition, and with competition, H&M can use competition's success and sales and price points to cater their own goods and services to the same, so that they are competitive against their own competitors. In addition to competitors, we see changes in customers' behaviors, which we saw on the last slide as well. Companies make their plans based off customer behaviors, and when they change, the company has to adapt. And especially with the COVID-19 pandemic, customers' behaviors have changed greatly. People have lost their jobs and are facing a financial strain, which is here in the United States, but it's also over in France. And a number one thing that France has seen in difference is that many people are shopping online against shopping in store. And therefore, H&M had to up their online quotas and up their online lines to make sure that they are accommodating those kinds of changes in their country. Next, we come to the actors of the macro environment, and these are societal leaders that impact a company's success globally, or in France. First comes the culture and society. As I said before, France has such a high fashion culture. They host French Fashion Week and all of those large high fashion lines. So for H&M to be over there and to be relevant, they have to attain to the high fashion culture, which H&M is known for having a wide variety of their lines, and high fashion is one of their lines. So culture definitely makes a great impact and is something that we see differently in France than we would see here in the United States stores. Secondly, it comes economics. The economic standing of a country reflects the wealth of the people, and therefore the wealth of what they're going to be able to put towards retail and luxury goods and things like that. With France having a balanced economy, typically it would not impact the people too much to where they would not be able to afford things such as H&M. However, with the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of people are out of work, and the economy has taken a great hit. So they have seen a decline in sales all across the world, but especially in France, especially in America. But they're hoping that as the pandemic comes to an end with a vaccine, that these numbers will bounce back as the country bounces back economically. Next, we're going to see the forces of the macro environment. Now, these are large forces that have an indirect but massive impact on a company and on an industry such as retail. First would be technology. Technology has a great impact in the retail industry. In the last 10 years, retail companies have infiltrated new cashier devices, such as iPads instead of big computers. They've also infiltrated mobile devices such as an iPod, where people can check out away from the cash register and on the sales floor itself. These are things that H&M has incorporated into their French stores. So as the technology of the world develops, H&M is right alongside with it and infiltrating it into their stores. Like I said before, France has seen a large increase in online shopping and therefore has delegated the correct amount of workforce to the online industry to make sure that they are prepared for that kind of service. In addition to technology, media has made a very great impact on the company, and they're using it to the best of their abilities. H&M has a major social media presence, especially with their French line, especially for their French industry. They use anywhere from influencers, people who are large on, have a large social media following, to advertise their clothing or advertise their lines. They also benefit greatly from celebrities who wear their clothes, and that comes in tabloid media. So media all around can be used to the greatest of their abilities. And French H&M really dwells on the high fashion side and really dwells on like what they can offer people who are just of the regular common class but want to have that high fashion style. So overall, we see that H&M has a very strong presence in France. They have 227 stores currently, but are hoping to grow in the future. They are also dominating the online market as people are switching to online shopping versus in-store shopping during this pandemic. H&M is seeing an influx of that. The French fashion culture makes a huge impact on H&M in that country, and all over the world we see H&M has a wide variety of basic clothing all the way to high fashion, and they really infiltrate the high fashion in their H&M France stores. And finally, actors and forces of both the micro and macro environment sectors make a massive impact on the company and how they plan for their future. So they're going to be considering all of these aspects when they make future marketing plans. And finally, once again, my name is Kristen Montalon, and I was so grateful to share this information about H&M France with you, and I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday.